Welcome to the Automation Zone, a video series brought to you by Miracle's RPA Center of Excellence.
Hello everyone, welcome to Automation Zone series. My name is Shweta Godi from Miracle Innovation Labs. Today I would like to discuss about the automated regression testing for robots with UiPath Test Suite. Coming to the agenda, where we will discuss about the introduction of UiPath Test Suite and then the components of UiPath Test Suite. Also, we'll discuss about the one of the testing model in UiPath, that is data-driven testing model, and then Git integration with CI/CD pipeline, followed by the live demo of purchase requisition creation. Firstly, we'll discuss about the UiPath Test Suite. It was built to cover the entire test process, going from planning, designing to implementing, executing, and analyzing the test outcomes. As you will see, the solution consists of several components, and each component addresses specific needs. The following product components are Test Manager Hub, Studio Pro, Orchestrator, and Robots. Let's now look at each of the component. We will start with the Test Manager. As its name proposes, its main use relates to the management of all your testing efforts. This includes defining the requirements you want to cover during testing, writing, and executing manual tests, linking automated test cases to requirement, as well as monitoring and analyzing test results. And also it adds documentation to manual test cases with UiPath Task Capture. Coming to the Test Manager Hub. For example, in Jira, it has user stories. Exactly like Test Manager Hub will let you import those requirements from external system via specific connectors. This way, you will be able to integrate testing seamlessly into your existing development process and synchronize requirements from third-party tools with your test execution results, where it creates a bug tracking report with screenshots and log level of information. Let's now move on to the UiPath Studio Pro. This is basically the IDE for creating automated test cases and debugging them locally, just like it creates the RPA workflow. Coming to the UiPath Orchestrator. It is a web-based application available on premises and in cloud. It is built for orchestrating the executing of your tests. So yes, that is about Orchestrator. Last but not the least, that is robots. It is a UiPath execution agents. They are connected to Orchestrator. This enables you to run test cases with specific robots or group of robots using different machine setup. Let's move on to the next slide, that is data-driven testing. It is one of the technique that stores the test inputs and expected result in an Excel. So it executes all the test cases. Coming to the data-driven test cases, it is nothing but it imports the data from Excel sheet and fetch the test data from Excel row one by one. And also it executes all the test cases. By using this data-driven test cases, it manages all the data from Excel with different scenarios and validate the test cases, that is success or fail. So here we have default activity packages that are UiPath.system.activities, UiPath.UiAutomation.activities, and UiPath.testing.activities. Now we will discuss about the continuous integration with UiPath Test Suite. Here, the CI/CD tool, that is Jenkins, work together with the version controls like GitHub and integrated with the test suite. About this integration, we can briefly see in the demo. Now we will see the follow live demo of the purchase requisition creation of FB50 process. So yes, this video is exactly how to automate the test cases what you see here in the UiPath Studio Pro. Here, a workflow that I have built beforehand for this demo. Before getting to the build stage, make sure that we have the testing activities package installed, and also we have testing activities. So like these three are the testing activities, like verify control attribute, verify expression with operator. So these activities will verify the actual and expected results. And also to create a test cases based on our workflow, click it on the project and click on the create test case. We can automatically create the test case by using this one. So yes, so for our process, it takes an input from the values from Excel that is located in the data folder. So in the data folder, we have our test data. So this is the input file that has test data along with the expected result. Total here, we have 5 test cases. In that, 3 are successful scenarios and 2 are failed scenarios of the purchase requisition creation process. So now I'm closing this one. So as of now, we are working with the data driven test case, right? So reviewing this workflow, we notice that this is based on the one of the recommended structure for defining and building test cases. It contains total 3 sections, that is given, when, and then section. Coming to the given section, it is where we initialize the configurations or any applications. And because this is a data-driven test case, we also indicating the source for the data variations. Here, source is nothing but an Excel file. The second block is called when, and it is where we place the activities we want to execute. In our process, this is done by invoking the workflow we want to test. So this is our purchase requisition creation process where we have worked with the FB50 transaction code. So this is the entire process for this flow. Now coming to the final section, final block, that is then, in which we verify the result of the execution. So yes, I have used verify expression with operator. So here it verifies the actual and expected output. Here we can run from this workflow from Studio Pro. Here it adds 2 more options like run file with data variations and debug file with data variations. Like if I click on the run file with data variations, so it is nothing but an Excel, like data variations are nothing but an Excel. So here we need to select the data variants need to be performed. Like if we execute only one test case, we can check this one. If we want to select all the test cases and need to execute, so click on here and execute all the test cases by click on run. So this is the one of the way to run the test cases. But in our case, we are working with the CI/CD tool. So now I'm canceling this one. So for that, we need to integrate the Studio Pro to GitHub. For that, click on the home and then themes, and we need to initialize the Git by using git init. I have added the project to the Git repository, so that's why it is in disable mode. So once I will show the Git repository. So yes, this is our Git repository, that is the purchase requisition creation. So I have pushed all entire project to the Git. So yes, integration is completed. So yes, after creating the test cases, we need to publish this package in the form of NuGet to Orchestrator. So we need to provide the package name, version, and click on the publish. So it automatically publish this package to Orchestrator. So I have already published this one, closing this. So going forward to the Orchestrator. So yes, this is the Orchestrator where we need to create the process and the test sets. So yes, this is our process I have published from UiPath Studio Pro. And also I have created the test set. So purchase requisition creation process is our test set. Let's discuss about the testing options in the Orchestrator. So we have multiple testing options like test sets, test cases, test executions, test schedules, and test data queues. Now, one by one, we'll discuss about all these options. So coming to the test sets, it is an corresponding to the robot jobs. And about the test cases, it published from the Studio Pro. Like test cases are published from the Studio Pro. And coming to the test execution, it is nothing but is the job outcomes. And about the test schedules, here we can schedule the test at any certain time. And finally, test data queue, like if we provide a way to store and manage your test data. Like here it stores all the test data, like it stores and manage your test data. So this is all about these options of testing. So for continuous testing, now we are working with the CI/CD tool, that is Jenkins. Here, Jenkins is used as to build, deploy, publish, and test the robots. For that, we need to install the Jenkins plugins and UiPath plugins in Manage Jenkins. So here we need to install required plugins. After that, we need to create the project. So I have already created the project and I will show the configuration for this project. So yes, I have used the freestyle project. So in this one, I have provided the GitHub repository URL and the credentials. So in BuildRegger, I have checked the poll SCM. It means if we commit any changes in UiPath Studio Pro or else in GitHub, it directly reflects in Jenkins. And final step is like in post build actions, we need to add the UiPath run test. So where we need to provide the required fields, that is like a test set name. So this is a test set name. Previously I have shown, right? So yes, this is the test set name, and we need to provide the orchestrator tenant name, folder, and authentication type. So I have used the cloud orchestrator, so that's why I have provided the refresh token and the account name. So everything is set to go. After that, save and apply these changes to the project. So yes, so I'm going to UiPath Studio Pro and I'm committing some changes. So those are pushed to GitHub repository. So in main folder, click on commit and push. Like it push all the data into GitHub repository. So yes, we pushed everything to Git. So here Jenkins automatically execute test cases after commit occurs. Like it directly reflects to Jenkins. So yes, execution is started. So the bot logins to SAP. So where it provides the username and password. So after that, it triggers FB50 transaction code and populates the required data in the fields. Here, the bot fetch all the data from Excel sheet. So here it validates the actual and expected output. If both are same, then the test case is successful. So yes, we got the document number. So this is the actual and expected result. So this test case will be passed. So the bot is executing the second test case. Same process like before, it logins to SAP and triggers FP50 transaction code and it populates the data. So it takes all the data from the Excel sheet. So yes, we got the document number. So this test case will be passed. So now bot will execute the third test case. Here everything is automated by the bot itself. No need to do any manual intervention is. So yes, this is the third test case. Again, it logins to SAP and it do the same steps. So as we expected, three test cases must be passed and two must be failed. So this is the third test case, right? The bot gives the GL account number is invalid, so it throws some exception. So this test case will be failed. So this is the failed scenario. So the bot logouts from the SAP. So yes, it log out from the SAP and now it picks the fourth test case. So as of now, two test cases are passed and one is failed. So this is the fourth test case. So yes, we got the document number. So this test case will be passed. So this is the final test case. As we expected, this test case will be failed. Let's see. So here the bot populates the invalid GL account. So SAP throws an exception. So this is the failed scenario. So yes, test execution is completed. All the test cases are executed. Now going to Jenkins. So we can see the results in Jenkins in test results. So yes, it displays all the required information of all the 5 test cases, like 2 test cases are failed and 3 are passed. And also for failed test cases in all test sets. So this is our test sets. So yes, all 5 test cases are there. So in these 5, 2 are failed and 3 are fixed. Fixed are nothing but it is passed. Forward to click on fail. So yes, expected result is fail, and due to this entry some number does not exist in. So due to this exception, this test case is failed. So this is for passed scenario. So yes, expected result is success, and also we got the document number. Yes, this is document number. So this is the successful test case. And also in orchestrator we can see the results in test executions. So in test executions, so this is our test set. So yes, 3 are passed and 2 are failed. In viewer sessions, we can see the screenshot with the required log level information. So yes, we got the document number, and this is for failed test case. So this is the screenshot it captures. And this is the log level of information, like due to this one, it is failed. So yes, this is about the test suite automation. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for watching the Automation Zone, a video series brought to you by Miracle's RPA Command Center. For more about automation, please visit miraclesoft.com/RPA.